Okay, we have some examples of portion web problems today. These are not new notes. This is just a follow-up in case you need help with this. If you don't know how to convert fraction decimal percent, then you would look up that page in your toolkit. But when we're doing the portion web, remember, I'm going to draw a little tiny one up here. We put fraction, decimal, percent, and then we put the words on the inside. So for 3/4, we can start with the words. 3/4 on the inside, changing that 3/4 into a decimal. Fraction to decimal is an easy way to go first. You can use a calculator. But you can also set it up this way, right? 3 divided by 4. If you're putting that into a calculator, you do it that way. And when you set that up, you get, oops, that is not a 0. Sorry. 0 goes down here, and you get 0.75. Now, I didn't show the steps underneath of that because a lot of you know this conversion. If you used a calculator, you got that 0.75, same thing. It's not about the long division anymore, right? So if you are doing it by hand, great. If not, use a calculator. It's just about being able to get that answer. Okay, so to go from fraction to decimal, we divide. There we go. Then to go from the decimal to percent, that's when we multiply that by 100, which is really just jumping that decimal point 2 places to the right. And so that turns into 75. And don't forget, if it's a percent, it needs a percent sign. So there are our conversions, right, into a decimal, into a percent. Done. Okay. Down here, next one, we have 8/10 in decimal form, right? That first decimal place value is tenths. So on this one, I'm going to write the words 8/10. Now, here's the great thing about the words. If you've got the words, you know what the fraction is. It's 8/10. That's it. If you can say it, you should be able to write it. To change that decimal into a percent, we do the same thing we did on the one above. Multiply by 100, jumps it once, 2 places to the right. And so, whoops, it is 80, right? That empty space, we put the 0, and don't forget the percent sign. Now, some of you may be thinking, hey, 8/10, I can reduce that if you want to. Awesome. If you don't want to, you don't have to. We could divide this by 2/2. There's a giant 1. Boom. And we get 4/5. 4/5 and 8/10. Same fraction. And last one, going from percent to fraction to decimal. Well, if we're taking that percent to a decimal, instead of multiplying by 100, we are dividing by 100, which jumps our decimal 1 place, 2 places, opposite direction to the left. So that is 0.6. I can add the other 0 here, but it's not necessary. And I'm all about not writing things I don't need, so I'm going to just put 0.6, which is 6/10. So I'm going to write the words 6/10. And if I wrote the words, I should be able to write the fraction 6/10. Okay, now this was not about teaching you the conversions, it's just about how to fill in a portion web. If you need more help with those conversions, that is in your notes. And so look it up, it has step-by-step directions.